Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome to the field of mathematics, and today we are focusing on motion, in particular a speed time graph. Okay, so today we are going to do some calculations that are centered on a speed time graph, in particular acceleration, deceleration, distance covered, as well as time. In some cases, you get a graph and there is a missing value for time. So this is one of the questions that students struggle with. So we want to focus on such a kind of a question. So without wasting time, let us go straight into some calculations. I hope you are going to enjoy this presentation. So in front of me, I've got a speed time graph, and on my vertical axis, I've got speed. On my horizontal axis, I've got time, which is given in seconds. Okay, time given in seconds, right? So this is the journey of an object, right? So we need to do some calculations. So the first question is calculate. This is a speed time graph, okay? So calculate the acceleration in the first 5 seconds. We want to calculate the acceleration in the first 5 seconds. And if I look at my graph, there is, yes, some acceleration in the first 5 seconds, right? From 4 meters per second to 24 meters per second, there is acceleration represented by a straight line going upwards. It's uniform acceleration, okay? So we need to calculate that. And acceleration is equal to final speed minus first speed over change in time. Okay? So this is the formula we are going to use to calculate acceleration. So in place of final speed, the final speed is 24. Okay, so I put 24 here. Minus first speed, when acceleration started, it's 4 meters per second, over a change in time. A change in time, the final time minus the initial time. Final time is 5, and initial time here we've got 0. So when you do the subtraction, we get a change in time of 5 seconds. Right? Subtracting the top part, 24 minus 4, I get 20. And at the bottom I've got 5. Therefore my acceleration is 4 meters per second squared. So this is how we calculate acceleration. Now let us move on to the next part of the equation. So let me wrap this part. The second question is that calculate time t, right? Given that deceleration is 2 meters per second squared. Okay, we want to find the value of t here when we are given the deceleration is 2 meters per second squared. So our formula for deceleration is deceleration is equal to final speed minus first speed over a change in time. Okay, so deceleration is final speed minus first speed, all divided by a change in time. So looking at my graph, the part where there is deceleration, right? This is the part where there is deceleration. And the final speed is 0. The object had come to rest, so I put 0 there, minus, right? The first speed, when deceleration starts, is 24. So I put 24 there, okay, over a change in time. Change in time is the final time, t minus first time. The time we are talking about, the initial time is 10, right? When speed was 24. So we put 10 here, is equal to this is equal to deceleration. So, but we are already given the answer for deceleration is 2 meters per second squared. So we put minus 2 because remember deceleration is a negative sign. So on top, minus 0 minus 24, I get minus 24. At the bottom is t minus 10 is equal to minus 2, right? I cross multiply this bottom value with the right side. So it's minus 24 is equal to minus 2, open bracket, t minus 10, okay? So allow me just to wrap this part, okay? So I expand the right side, it becomes minus 24 is equal to minus, okay, let me just use this part here, I think it's better. Minus 24 is equal to minus 2t plus 20, right? Plus 20. I have just done some multiplication. Minus 2 is multiplying t, minus 2 is also multiplying minus 10. So, collecting like terms, so the 20 will jump to the left side, it will be minus 24 minus 20 is equal to minus 2t. Okay? So I can then simplify the left side, I get here minus 44 is equal to minus 2t, right? So I have to make t the subject of the formula. How do I do that? I divide both sides by minus 2. So if I divide by minus 2 and I divide by minus 2, I cancel on the right side. We see that the time t is equal to 22. So 22 seconds, okay? So here the value for t is what? 22 seconds. So that's how you calculate the value for t, right? I hope you understood this part, right? So we now move to the third and final part. We need to calculate the total distance covered by the object, okay? We need to find the total distance covered by the object, right? So, total distance covered by the object, okay? How do we calculate that? It's area under the graph, okay? So it's area under the graph, okay? Area under the graph. So the area under this graph is a reflection of the total distance covered. So let me then try to categorize this graph into how many parts? Maybe into 4 parts, right? So allow me to draw a dotted line here. This one is going to be A, this one is going to be B, this one is going to be C, this one is going to be D, right? So for A, it's a rectangle. The area for A is, right? The area for A is length times width. My length is 5 and my width is 4. So it's 5 times 4 is equal to 20, right? 20 meters, okay? For B, the area is, we are using a triangle because we see that B is a triangle, is base times height divided by 2 is equal to my base is 5. My height here, from here to there, 24 minus 4, my height is 20, right? Over 2. So if I do some calculations, the top part becomes 100, the bottom part is 2. So here the distance is 50 meters. Okay? So this is 50 meters. For part C, it's a rectangle again. So I'm going to use length times width. So my length, I'm going to use my length is 24 from here to there. So it's 24, right? 24 times my width, 10 minus 5. My width is 5, right? So if I do some multiplication, 24 times 5, I get my answer is 120 meters. Okay? So that is part C. The last part is part D. Part D is a triangle, so part D is equal to base times height divided by 2. My base, remember at the time we got 22 here. So 22 minus 10, my base is 12, right? Multiplied by the height, which is 24. We multiply by 24, right? Then we divide by. So if we do some multiplication, the top part 12 times 24, I get 288. 288, that is the top part over 2. So the distance here, then 288 divided by 2, I get 144 meters. So this is the distance for part D, right? This is the distance for part D. But we need to calculate the total distance, so we need to do some addition. So the first distance we calculated, A is 20. Let me, so it's 20. Let me add somewhere here. Let me start with the big one, right? The 144, we have got this distance. Then we have got another distance of 120. We have another distance of 15. We also have another distance of 20. We do some addition. We need to calculate the total distance. 4, here we get 4. We add 4 plus 2, 6 plus 5, 11. 11 plus 2, 13. We carry a 1 here. 1, 2, 3. So the total distance is 334 meters. So that is the total distance. So after calculating the respective areas, you then have to add them together to calculate the total distance covered by the object. So I hope you really enjoyed. Today we talked about acceleration, finding the value of t, right, given a value of deceleration, as well as calculating the total distance. See you next time.